Hi, this is Eric Keller for Otoy. In this video, we're going to do a brief overview of working with Octane materials in Cinema4D. To create an Octane material, you can go to Windows, Material Manager, to open the Material Manager, and you see it appears down here. And then I'm going to choose Create, Shader, C4D, Octane, and let's create an Octane material. So here we have, it's kind of a generic material. We're going to go into the attributes for this material, and under Basic, let's set the material type to diffuse, which is the default. And it's always a good idea to name the materials. So we'll call this Octane Diffuse. And now I can drag it on top of my object to apply it. Let's create another material. Let's choose Create, Shader, C4D Octane, Octane material. Let's select this material, and let's set its material type to glossy. And we'll call this Octane Glossy. And let's drag it on top of this object. Let's select the diffuse material and quickly go over to the diffuse section. You can either use the sliders or just click on the color swatch. So let's make this kind of a reddish material. Choose OK. You can see now this turns red. Let's take the Octane Glossy, click on the color swatch here, and let's choose kind of a greenish color. There we can see now it's applied. Let's create a third material. We'll choose Create, Shader, C4D, Octane material. Let's go back to the Basic tab and set this to Specular. So Specular is ideal for things like glass or water. The glossy material is great for metal or plastic, things that are shiny but opaque. And diffuse is good for rough surfaces, think like concrete or dull wood or something like that. And it's also good for creating objects that emit light into the scene. And finally, let's create a mix material. Let's choose Create, Shader, C4D, Octane Mix material. I'm going to drag this on top of this object right here. If I select the Mix material and go to the Mix material tab, I have an amount slider and two slots. So the Mix material allows you to mix any two existing Octane materials together. So let's drag the diffuse material on top of slot 1 and the glossy material on top of slot 2. You can see it kind of turns this greenish yellow. And then we have the amount slider. We can use this slider to set the amount of influence one material has over the other and everything in between. You can use a texture to control the amount of mixing, and you can also plug mixed materials into the material slots. So you can use one mixed material to mix other mixed materials and make a fairly complex shader that way. Let's take a look at what this looks like in the Octane render. So I'll choose Octane Live Viewer Window and click on this button right here to load the scene. And there we go. We can see here are our materials at the moment, and now we're ready to start tuning them and improving the look and quality of them. That's the basics of creating and applying Octane materials.